सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Good evening. You see the smallest batch, TTS evening batch. I don't know how many are there online. When there were no online classes before Corona, students used to stand up to there. I think the biggest gathering they attended was about 1250 or 1300. 1300 students used to stand here. But those days are gone. So they will not come back again because we will be offering the online classes hereafter on a regular basis. Only probably 1/5 of the total strength will say Telangana. So please see page number 94, Amma. The first quote in the page. Behind everything, the same divinity is existing, and out of this comes the basis of morality. Do not injure another. Love everyone as your own self, because the whole universe is one. In injuring another, I am injuring myself. In loving another, I am loving myself. Behind everything, the same divinity is existing, and out of this comes the basis of morality. Be honest. Don't exploit others. Don't cheat others. Don't indulge in corruption. But nothing is happening, right? On the ground, we continue to do violence with others because we don't really understand by exploiting others, by being dishonest with others, by cheating others. In fact, we are actually doing it to ourselves because all life is one. That is the basis of all morality. So if you love others, so-called others, basically you love yourself, because this others actually is only a misnomer. The reality is there. It's the same life that is manifesting through all the forms. There are no two. It's only one and one and one. It's called Advaita, non-dualism. That is the core philosophy of this civilization. You just see what is the difference between you and me. Physically, we are different, right? You have one particular form, I have one particular form. Psychologically or mentally also we are different. Your mind is different, my mind is different. You have one kind of thought, I have another kind of thought. But behind these two lies the real personality of our being, which is soul, our consciousness, our self, our divinity, divine, or our God. There are so many names for that entity. That is the reality of our personality. You see, when you sleep, when you are in deep sleep, I mean, dreamless sleep, are you aware of the universe? Are you aware of your physical body? Are you aware of the mind in deep sleep? I'm asking. Where are you then? कहाँ गए थे आप? रात में जब सोते हैं आप, उस समय गाढ़ निद्रा में, डीप स्लीप में कहाँ गए आप? बॉडी नहीं आपको, अवेयरनेस नहीं, माइंड भी नहीं, right? You are not there as physical body. You are not aware of this external universe. You are not even aware of your mind. Where do you exist in deep sleep? Hmm? You exist as soul. You exist as consciousness. That is the real dimension of a personality. That really supports you and sustains you. That runs the body and mind. Body and mind, other way, they are not self-resplendent, not self-luminous. See, because you just see the light of the moon. Is it the real light? Is moon is self-luminous? Hmm. From where it borrows its light? From the sun, right? It is the sun which is self-luminous. Moon doesn't have light of its own. It just reflects the light of the sun. The same way, the mind actually has no light of its own. It can't function on its own. It just reflects the light of Atman, or light of consciousness. That is the real dimension of a personality. So when a man dies, the soul goes away. Then man is dead. What happens is the soul is has left the body. Then you have the physical body, but it can't function. Nothing else in the body will function. That's called, death, basically. So that is the reality of our personality. So that is the same in every human being, for that matter, in every animal. So we have kinship with even animals also. So when you do violence with this physical body to somebody else, because that somebody else is also part of you. You are me in another form. I am you in another form. So that's why Swami is saying this is basis of all morality. Suppose with this body, if I injure somebody, I have to, how much of pain I inflicted upon that individual, the same amount of pain I will have to experience through this body. If not in this birth and next birth. That is inevitable. Sooner or later, you will have to reap the fruit of your action. With this body, if you injure somebody else, okay, if you hurt somebody else, how much ever actually the other individual felt hurt, that much of pain you will have to bear, if not in this birth or some other birth in future. That's why in this culture it is told, ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Okay, that is the greatest truth, the greatest principle our rishis have discovered. It's not actually simple study, simple investigation that they had done into the life, the ultimate fundamentals of life, right? After deep investigation into this personality, this being, they have found out the truth, because there is only one life that is manifesting through all the forms. So if this form, if you hurt another form, and you will experience the same amount of pain, you'll have to, sooner or later, you will reap the fruit of your action. Nobody can escape from that law. That's why a wise man, if you're really wise, you should conduct yourself in such a way that you will do least violence. Anyway, I know that it's very difficult to lead, completely non-violent life in this life, in this age particularly. People are inflicting pain upon each other because of greed, because of selfishness and other things, right? So you need to be less selfish. You need to reduce your greed as much as possible so that, okay, you will not hurt others, you will not injure others. As much as possible, lead the life of less violence. That is the way. But otherwise, when you walk, actually you'll be stepping on many ants. Okay, the ants will die. That is also violence, but we can't help, right? Without doing some amount of violence, you cannot really live. That is how actually life is constituted. But see that actually it is minimum. See that it is as minimum as possible. That is the reason renunciation, tyaga, is esteemed very high in this culture. Because when you renounce, when you learn to live on bare minimum, then you will have not any occasion to hurt others or to exploit others, to injure others, right? That's why. That's the reason in our culture it is told again and again. Slowly you will evolve spiritually, spiritually you will grow by practicing non-violence, ahimsa paramo dharmaha. And ultimately one day you will attain the truth. You will have that oneness of experience, not intellectually, just direct experience. Then you see God in everything and everywhere. That is actually the ultimate beatitude of life. After attaining to that experience, there is nothing more to achieve. You have become fulfilled. You have become Buddha. The individual who transcends Buddhi is Buddha. Buddha is a state. Buddha is not a person. Okay, that to transcend the Buddhi actually is the goal. Now, Buddhi or mind is made up of pairs of opposites. This is separate, that is separate, that is separate, you are thinking. But the behind all these forms, there is only one divinity, there is only one life principle, there is only one soul, there is only one consciousness. When you have that understanding, constantly you superimpose that soul on everybody. This is a form of God, that is a form of God, that is a form of God. And then, because of that non dual consciousness, you will tend to do less violence with others, you will have less friction with others, you will slowly progress toward the truth, and one day you will experience it. When you get it by experience, that is the day of your blessedness. You have become one with the divine. That's the ultimate goal we need to reach. We'll be reaching sooner or later. But if you're a wise man, you will reach sooner. If you're dullard, it will take more time for you. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice evening.